Engage. Engage. Engage.
Energize.
Engage. Engage.
All systems operating. Most unusual. All systems operate. Most unusual. Most unusual.
Engage.
Most unusual.
We are being probed. We are being probed. We are being probed. We are being probed.
Welcome to another episode of Trek in the Valley, the non-encyclopedic Star Trek The Next Generation recap and rewatch podcast every fucking week. My co-host and I get together and we discuss Star Trek The Next Generation. I'm Adam Ordahl Quinnell. I'm here with...
Hey everyone, it's Al Hirt here. What's up?
What's up indeed, Al? Is it hot as fuck in San Diego as well?
Yeah, it is hot as fuck.
You got out of the valley and and now it's hot as fuck where you are in San Diego.
Yeah, a lot of indoors time spent, and I got another box fan, so trying to make some airflow science experiment in my house.
I cleaned up cleaned all the shitty dust and stuff out of the two big like cage fans that we have, like oscillating cage fans. Yeah. It was so gross and it made such a big fucking difference. It was so easy to do. It's like usually I just like throw that shit away and get a new one, but I was like, no, I could just pop this thing off and clean this out, and then you just have like a brand new fan. But yeah, it really sucks here. Very hot. The studio, as you remember, gets quite warm, but other than that, and just being in constant pain because of my back, things have been okay, man. You doing all right?
Okay. Yeah, I'm doing okay.
Have you watched? You're in San Diego. How's San Diego right now with Comic-Con going on? Oh
gosh, it was wild. Actually, I was just gonna mention that the other day. My fiance and I, we were just trying to check out like the free pop-ups and all the stands and stuff outside.
Yeah.
There was like a mile, maybe a mile and a quarter radius of just traffic and people. So like we parked like a mile out from the convention center and walked around the city. It was incredible.
Fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah. But we did catch, there was like an American Horror Story like truck. For the asylum season.
Oh, I thought it was going to be.
The line was like 50 people.
I thought it was going to be like the new season of American Horror Story is called Scary Truck.
Yeah, right.
Ryan Murphy presents Scary Truck.
There was a huge ad where it was like a bunch of those leather tight, skin tight bodies or whatever. They were forming like this weird 13. It was like a bunch of bodies on top of each other.
The
and
GIMP
I was like,
suits.
What's the 13th for? The GIMP suits. That's what they were. It was probably the GIMP suits.
Probably the 13th season of American Horror Story.
Already though? Like I was like, really? That's true?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't fucking know what's going on.
No, it was cool though to walk through past Petco Stadium and like on the bay and stuff, and it was cool. Adult Swim had this cool little like pop-up event, and
oh man, did Eric Andre slap your face? I'm assuming every Adult Swim pop-up includes like getting your face just absolutely whomped by Eric Andre, and maybe he has like a cartoon glove on.
No, there was some cool little like stands. There's a little putt-putt golf hole with the I don't know if you've seen the Three Brothers, the TV show.
No, I haven't seen. No,
there's just a lot of like animated cool stuff. There was a Smiling Friends little ride, but it broke, I guess.
Well, that would make sense. That would make sense. Poor Smiling Friends. Because people
were just because it was kind of ironic that it broke and like no one was in that line. It was just. I guess the biggest one was obviously the Rick and Morty thing.
Yeah.
I guess I was going to tell you at the end of the episode, but I'll just say it now. We did this cool like ride, and it was this typical carnival ride. I forgot what it's called, where you're like on this propeller and there's 3 people on each like end of the propeller, or 3 carts, and they like spin around and they spin you around really fast.
Yeah, it's like a tilt-a-whirl.
Yeah, tilt-a-whirl. Sort of like that, yeah. And it was an enclosed dome. and it played like a Rick and Morty remix of some like crazy techno or whatever. But then at the very end, you're just like listily, you know, riding around, and then there's an ad with the president character.
Yeah, for his new show.
It was like, that's what I was gonna say. I was
the
like,
spinoff.
I don't know if he can carry that.
I think
I was gonna ask you about that.
I think that will be fine in small doses. I would never.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I still watch Rick and Morty. I would never like recommend it as a recommendation on the podcast because of the Justin Roiland of it all. But I still like Dan Harmon, and like Heather Ann Campbell is one of the primary writers, executive producers, and she's fucking great.
It's funny. It's very clever. It's just unfortunate that happened.
The new seasons of Rick and Morty have been good and watchable and consistent. So I'm interested to see what this President spinoff is, but I'm definitely more interested about President spinoff than I was about Rick and Morty anime.
That's true.
Did not get me at all.
That didn't pop off.
Did you watch speaking of Comic-Con and such, did you watch the new Lanterns trailer that came out at Comic-Con?
Honestly, I haven't seen any of the trailers. I was just acting like an old fogey because I was like, what's up with all these trailers coming out? This is crazy.
Have you seen any of the Lanterns trailers? Yeah, it's going to be pretty good, I think. This new trailer like reveals two, like the first trailers just had like one thing in it, and this new trailer introduces like three things like that are like,
jeez.
If they'd let that come out sooner, it would have been a big deal. I also hadn't been reading too much about it, and I guess there's a new Rings of Power trailer as well.
Cool.
So that's good.
Yeah, I know. I gotta like commit this afternoon to just watching all these trailers.
Yeah, well, it wouldn't. I mean, it's those two. And there might be like an
Clayface and Spider-Man
Avengers
and
Doomsday
all the superhero shit.
I don't want to watch the new Spider-Man trailer because I want to go into that movie like a little bit without knowing everything that's gonna fucking happen.
Seriously.
But yeah, so also I watched the Motu movie, the Masters of the Universe movie on.
Oh yeah,
it was not great. It was fine. It wasn't the unwatchable slop that I had anticipated. The creature designs, the CG creature designs, were actually pretty good, I thought. But like, I don't know, man. The 1989 He-Man movie had him go to Earth, and it's just like I just don't give a shit about He-Man on Earth.
Yeah,
like,
the fish out of water is kind of like overdone.
I don't like it, but.
Yeah,
I'll let people make up their own minds. As far as movies based on a toy, I almost think that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows is better. But yeah,
that Seth Rogen film, I guess, that he even produced.
Yeah, that animated one was fine. That was pretty good. But hey, we're not here to talk about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
No, we're not.
We're here to talk about Star Treks, and we got to get to the first official segment of the show, which is
What does Al remember?
Al, what do you remember about Star Trek The Next Generation, Season 2, Episode 1, The Child? So this is a season premiere.
Yeah, I think I know which one this is. This one's like...
You can't possibly.
Pretty absurd.
What happened?
Kind of one of those.
How does The Child open
today? I don't remember how it opens. I do remember it's like a light that goes through the ship. Oh, it starts off with that? I thought there was some like gag or something. But there's a light that goes through the Enterprise and disturbs a lot of people. And then it pretty much just plants, quote unquote, itself into Deanna Troi. And then she basically speedruns having a child.
Exactly.
And then the child is like, I am alien. I know enough. I know what it's like to be human because I just did this thing. I'm going to go now. And he just, what does he die at like 9?
Yeah, he just bounces after that. He's just completely traumatizes Troi for the rest of her fucking life and like makes her experience new levels of grief and loss and pain. Just because he wanted to know what it was like to pee and poop. You know, just because he wanted to take a shit.
Or get hungry.
Yeah, just because he wanted to eat too much cake and fucking have diarrhea. He traumatized Troi forever.
Well, it's like compared to threatening the crew and killing them one by one, this is a little better, but yeah, still, it's very fucked how this whole situation is. I think a lot of the humor too in the episode comes from everyone being like, "What? You're pregnant? Who?"
For minutes.
But how? And it's like a very
Also,
what is it? A repeated trope and gag.
And let's just call it what it is. It's assault. Like the light beam assaults her and impregnates her, and it's fucked up.
Yeah, that's still an invasion of her space.
It's 1988.
And then on top of that too, it was like she ends up really. I mean, she never. I guess why am I saying that? I was like, she never really is like, oh no, I don't want the kid. You know, she's from the first
down.
days like, hey, that's my kid. Yeah,
and I
get. That's fine.
There was some pretty heinous. A bunch of men talking about what a woman should do with her baby.
That was. I think it was that very scene that was really fun.
In the ready room.
Did Picard stop them, though, and say something?
Yeah, he was like,
hey, it's your decision anyways.
Hey, now.
We're just talking.
What are we, hill people?
Yeah.
What are we, cave people? But
it's like, what was the significance of that episode other than, like, freaky assault? Because I do remember
it was
dad
just
and I watching it being like, what the fuck?
They were, yeah, she just has the baby and then she raises the kid and everybody's creeped out by it.
No, something's happening to the ship and it's like breaking apart because of the warp drive or something. And then it turns out the kid is like affecting the warp drive. So then that's why he's like, Mom, I gotta go. I gotta
bounce or y'all are gonna die.
And as soon as he dies, Geordi's like, the ship's working. Yay.
Yep. And Memory Alpha says Wesley Crusher becomes the regular helm officer on the bridge as LaForge is relocated to chief engineer to the rear of the bridge.
Because of the engine problems, he had to go back there and fill in.
Picard orders Ensign Crusher to break the Enterprise out of orbit from Science Station Tango Sierra and take the ship to the Morgaine Quadrant. And hey, that
was
what does Al remember?
I guess the significance was just how people would handle a creepy assault.
Well, that, and they get over the assault of it pretty quick. It was more just how freaked out everybody was. Like how many times did they go to the gag of somebody going, "Oh, that kid is so much older now." Like it's like, yeah, we get it.
That's true.
You get it. But good job. You remembered. You really kicked ass on that. What does Al remember, Al?
I was going to say, it's just one of those sci-fi episodes that really like stick out in your head in those plots because of how like freaky it is and wild it is. Speaking of, though, I would say this next episode we're going to talk about right now is in particular very good as well.
This next episode, it's a real Star Trek ass episode.
Yeah.
You know how we love the Prime Directive and when Picard's got to contend with the Prime Directive, and
they're solid episodes.
There is a lot of that in this. So of course this week we are discussing season 3 episode 4 of Star Trek The Next Generation. Who watches the Watchers. This episode was written by Richard Manning and Hans Beimler. We got a Beimler on our hands. It was directed by Robert Weimer. Looks just like Wiener but with an M. I think that's funny. According to IMDb, this episode aired on October 17th, 1989. And the synopsis on Paramount Plus is: mistakenly believing Captain Picard to be a god, the members of a primitive culture seize Troy and prepare to sacrifice her to him. Don't need to watch this one. And that gets us right into it. The cold open. They're on their way to Mentaka. They're zipping around out there, as per usual. Now, why are they going to this planet Mentaka 3, Al? Can you fucking explain it to me? This isn't a rehash of what does Al remember. I'm just so fucking confused about why they're going to Mentaka 3. What's up?
They're basically helping out a 3-man archaeological team.
Yes, there is a 3. You know how these science motherfuckers are, because you've got like the Federation And then you've got like they're called outpost scientists. They talk about them a lot on lower decks. They're like these like goofballs that like dedicate their life to being in weird places for years at a time.
It reminds me of The Thing, when there's that base in the middle of the ice. What is
Antarctic.
What is it called? Antarctic region.
That's what it's called, Antarctica.
Oh, Antarctica. They were in Antarctica. I don't know why I want to say Alaska for some reason.
Were they in Alaska? I thought they were in
a cold place.
I thought they were in cold. They're in Coldville. So they get a communication from these scientists, and
they need a re-up.
Of their energy. Shit looks bad. There's like an explosion. One of the guys. So they need a lot of power. They need a new battery, basically. And LaForge is like, what would they possibly need all that power for? Running a hollow generator, you fucking dumbass, LaForge. And he's like, of course. Yeah. And then he says it's a duck blind. And I was curious, Al, do you know what a duck blind is? I'm sure you got it from context.
Maybe it's like a hunting term, but it's like something where you can stay in camouflage, so then ducks won't notice that you're amongst them.
Yes, it is a structure that they put up at the edge of the fucking swamp or wherever they're going to murder the adorable little ducks. And they just sit in this little tent.
They stake them out.
Yeah, they sit in this little tent in camo and they wait for the ducks, the terrifying ducks.
Oh my gosh.
And then, so LaForge says it's like a duck blind. So basically these scientists have this holographic cave so that the locals don't. And also, that seems dangerous. Like, some local's going to climb that rock. Like, don't kids climb that rock to show how tough they are when they're drunk?
Also, and the fact that it's so large, it could have just been like maybe a separate station could have been in another cave, and then like maybe one at a time. So I don't know how they structured this. But.
Yeah, it's basically just a giant room inside this cave, and there's a hologram that makes it look like there's a rock where they can look out. And there's an explosion when they're on the horn with the Enterprise, and one of the motherfuckers goes out the window, and that's bad. You can't be outside of the window where the hollow Kerjigger is. And they ask they're talking about before we get to that though, what kind of aliens are these? Did they say? It's interesting.
The aliens. What kind of aliens are they?
The Mentakans.
Mentakans?
They call them proto-Vulcan humanoids in a Bronze Age. So these are like primitive. These are like primitive Vulcans. They're not in caves, as we discuss later.
Right.
They're in huts.
They just got out. They got out of the caves.
They got out of the caves. Good for them. Honestly, caves. It's just trench foot. You live in a cave. You basically just have trench foot all the time.
Yeah, it's very reminiscent of Age of Empires and like 2001: Space Odyssey. Progress of Man.
That's exactly what I thought. I thought both those things. Age of Empires, particularly. I didn't. I'm just kidding. I will say 2001. Yeah, that tracks. So Picard watches the anthropologist explode and shit, and he's like, "Increase to warp 9. Shit is fucking serious now." And then we get the awesome remastered credit sequence. That's good. Good old titles. Cool, title card's great. That awesome digitally remastered planet, Mentaka 3.
Honestly, too, for trying to like avoid direct contact with everybody, they brought down 5 people.
And they bring down, right? And they don't even put a tarp up. Like they don't even bring a tarp to cover the window. So who beams down to the duck blind?
It is Riker, one random person. I forget his. I mean, we
blue
don't know
shirt,
his name.
blue shirt.
Yeah, and then it's Data, Geordi, and Crusher. Right.
Yep,
yeah.
And they've got a scientist all conked over on a table. Don't even get.
She's just doing her medical stuff.
Yep. And there's lots of like lightning effects. There's lots of electricity. This room is charged with electricity. They can look out over the plains or into the mountains, and they're like, "We got to hurry up, man. We're exposed." And then it cuts to. Go ahead, shoot.
Oh no, I was just saying too that they only find 2 scientists, right, so far.
Yeah, they only find.
Do they already know that the third one's out? Or
I don't think they know that a third one is. Yeah, they know that a third one is missing, or they find out shortly. But before we get to that, we meet Two Men Talkins for the first time. It's this dude and his daughter. And the daughter, the daughter is taking measurements like on a calendar. Like it's like the job of one villager. It's like the first time she's had to. And his name is Liko, and her name is OG.
OG and Liko.
OG and Liko. Now
that's right.
I immediately knew who Liko is played by. Do you remember him from anything else?
He's in Tim and Eric a lot.
Yes.
Those Tim and Eric sketches.
Yeah, it's funny what reference we have. Your first thought of Ray Wise. He's Ray Wise.
Ray Wise.
Yeah, your first connection to Ray Wise is Tim and Eric, and mine is Twin Peaks. He played Laura Palmer's dad. He's Leland Palmer on Twin Peaks.
He's a TV star though, huh? Like a huge TV star.
Well, yeah, Twin Peaks is fucking huge, and then
but he's also been in a lot of other roles. Like,
absolutely. I don't know that he had like a TV show where he was like a series regular. He's done a lot of voice acting as well.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Not even series regular. He would just hop here and there.
Yes.
He's a very distinct like character actor.
He was in the
like
Psych movie.
I think that's what tracks too for Star Trek, is that like you need somebody that's a little dramatic, over the top.
Yes.
To kind of just bring these, like, I don't know, it's someone that's shocked to meet these Enterprise people, especially from the Bronze Age.
Yeah, man. He's
huge.
Like,
some people thought it was exaggerated, but I feel like Ray Wise kind of just nails that
aspect
of, like, what's happening.
He plays this goober that gets tricked into thinking, that tricks himself into thinking Picard is a god, really. Which brings us to, in the blind, Ray Wise is climbing up to look at the electricity shocking hole in the fucking shit. And this is hilarious. He just pokes his head up over the edge. He sees the beat up scientist lady and the blue shirt beam up to medical. And he's like, oh my God. So far he's seen a hole in a mountain. He saw 2 people evaporate. And then
his
Data
mouth is open.
his mouth is on the fucking ground. Data turns around and he's like, hey, there's a dude watching us. And then Ray Wise gets shocked by the wall because it's all lightning everywhere.
So.
The old lightning wall. And he falls and he is just fucked up, dude. When he falls and lands on his back, like the shot of him on his back when his daughter comes up is like his leg is like bent backwards and his fucking arm is all jacked up. They did a very good job of making it look heinous what happened to him. And then his daughter runs up to check him out, and then she runs away because Crusher comes out. Crusher hits him with an inoculation in his neck. And then she just beams him up to the fucking ship. And that
immediately
is going to be a problem, right? So the daughter didn't see any of the stuff that happened in the observation area, but she did see her dad get all cracked up and then beamed up to heaven. Now she watches because LaForge gets the shit going again, and the holographic wall is back up. And it's probably like
that happens.
Honestly, I thought like, how you crawl, or like I was like, I bet kids climb it. Well, it's probably like the holodeck. It's like a hard light hologram. So it would be like a rock. And then she goes up to check it out and can't see anything. It is just like a normal rock. And then we're on the Enterprise. Now, Al, how do you think Star Trek? I just about referred to Picard as Star Trek Picard. I almost said, how do you think Star Trek Picard... I didn't mention that I'm taking a bunch of steroids for my back, so I'm out of my mind. And how do you think Star Trek Picard is going to react to this primitive Bronze Age Vulcan being in his sick bay?
He's immediately furious.
He's not stoked. He's definitely
not stoked.
He's definitely reverse stoked. He's unstoked. He's de-stoked.
And it's interesting too to see, like, because Picard usually every episode, and it's always kind of a gag sometimes that it's like he's a big he seems like he's a big stickler for the rules, but then he's always willing to bend them and stuff.
Yeah.
But then of course this time he's like, what the hell? Like,
Prime
you really
Directive,
messed up.
motherfucker.
Prime Directive, yeah. And then she's like, I couldn't, just leave him there to die. And he's like, you should have.
Yeah,
really
actually,
should've.
you should have. And she's like, but we caused it. And he's like, that remains to be seen, dummy.
Yeah, and then she's like, well, now I have to figure out how to treat him and this and that. And he goes, well, can you wipe his memory? And she goes, I don't know Dr. Pulaski's method, though. And
No,
I'm
she
like,
said she
really?
does know Pulaski's method, but she's never
not,
done it.
Yeah.
She's
but
not
it's
confident.
Yeah, that's true.
Pulaski,
You're right.
like,
But
no, I'm
still,
just
I was like, what the hell?
No, she's great. That's it. Pulaski mentioned. I was like the meme of Leonardo DiCaprio pointing at the TV when he sees himself. I was like, I get it. And
but
Picard's
yeah, it's like
all
these problems, It's like Picard goes, well, this is why we don't break it, so we don't have to deal with these problems. But,
yeah, dude.
Whatever.
And so now one of the scientists wakes up and he's like, where's Warren Palmer? Warren's the woman, Palmer's the guy that's missing. And they don't know where Palmer is. And then speaking of Palmer, Leland Palmer, oh wait, is it Amanda Palmer? Yeah, it is. Leland Palmer wakes up on the table and he sees Picard giving orders, and he's like got this soft focus, and of course this is why he thinks Picard is a god. And Picard says, "Hey, we need to find Palmer, and then you're gonna get me 4% extra scanning radius, Worf, by getting us closer to the planet." And then they just notice that Ray Wise is watching them, like. But
it's also like he's seeing this guy give orders and stuff to like what seems like no one or the air, and then you hear an answer or a voice just come out of nowhere too.
Right.
And they're saying all these terms that he has no clue.
Huh? And then they just beam him down to where he fucking winged his leg, and she finds him. And here's the thing.
Looks like she was chilling out there, just waiting for him to return.
And obviously, Crusher was correct to be less than confident in her ability to pull off the Pulaski maneuver, because this guy remembers fucking everything. He did not forget anything. He says, "I was in a place." And then he's like, "Long ago, our people believed in goofball gods and shit." And
she was like, "Didn't we just forget about that though?"
Yeah, she's like, "People haven't believed in that in a million in generations." And he's like, "No, it's true. They saved me." So 0 memory wipage. Yeah, like it didn't take at all, basically. Mm-hmm. And then we get a staff meeting because he's going to go tell everybody about the gods, and that's I'm sure going to be well received. And then what did we get this? We get a staff meeting of Troy, Riker, Dater, Picard, Crusher. And they're trying to figure out, they can't detect the life signs of this guy because there's like interference or some shit.
It's an interference from the geology of the planet or some weird shit like that.
Those interfering fucking rocks that they always have to deal with.
Yeah, and then they're worried about Palmer though.
Yeah, so Crusher says we got to send an away team. Picard says we can't have further contamination, and Riker's like, I've got an idea. And then we cut to the first officer's log.
I love these little heist things disguised kind of Star Trek episodes too. The one that's really good I always remember is where they're on the army base. And they have to get out.
Yes. The thumbnail on this episode gives away that Riker and Troy are going to be in costume, but even if I didn't know that, when Riker said, I've got an idea, I wanted to be like, oh, that motherfucker is gonna dress up like the locals and go check stuff out. And sure enough, first officer's log, they've got communicators implanted subcutaneously so that they can do two-way communication. I love how they throw that in. Also, we stuck, and they did it with one of those long fucking needles.
Yeah, we learned about that word, I think, like the first 2 seasons or something, because they also had it subcutaneously.
I learned about the word subcutaneous from having to give my diabetic cat subcutaneous injections for 13 years. But yes, it's definitely
weird.
It's definitely a good Star Trek word. we give subcutaneous. We're gonna give our foster cat subcutaneous fluids this afternoon.
Oh, nice. That's exciting.
He's gonna love it, dude. He loves his body drink. Riker and Troy are in costume, and they've had their appearance changed like they do sometimes, and they're gonna go check out what's going on. It's like a hut or a building, but it's also sort of the town square, it feels like. And of course, fucking Ray Wise, Leland Palmer, is there telling everybody about how he met the gods. And what did they call the gods in their culture, Al?
The gods is the overseers.
The overseer. And not just the overseer. Not just the overseer. He's also specifically calls the god the Picard.
The Picard.
Yeah. So in the past, they were the overseers, and he says, no. Yes, I've met the overseer, but more than that, his name is Picard. And isn't it nice? Isn't it lucky that Picard is the person he saw, and he didn't think it was like a guy named Aaron or something? Like, I saw God and he was Aaron, and he's got to convince these people that these gods exist. And you'd think that would be difficult, but they start to immediately kind of believe him. Their leader, leader Nuria, is one of the other guest stars, and she's
level-headed.
Yeah, she's level-headed for the most part. She does, by the end of this scene, say all evidence points that the gods exist. Because Riker and Troy show up, and oh boy, their whole task is to gaslight an entire town about something that they definitely saw, which almost seems more fucked up than breaking the Prime Directive in the first place. Like, it would make sense to just round these people up, bring them up to the Enterprise, show them around, and say, if you tell anybody, you're going to explode. We put something in your brain.
And I feel like for such a science-oriented ship too, I feel the crew, the Enterprise, they do secret things and stuff and sneak around, but they're not really good secret agents,
They always get found out. They almost always get found out. There's a lot of that in... It's funny that they do that so much in Star Trek The Next Generation, because there's a lot of that in Picard as well. Now...
It's always fun to sneak around, though, but it's you're right, they barely get away with it.
So Riker and Troy are desperately trying to get these people to stop thinking that there is a god named Picard that lives in a spaceship in the sky who can bring people back to life. And just as they're about to maybe make some headway, what happens?
Oh, yeah, right as they sort of convince them. The people find Palmer.
They come in dragging Palmer, and they're like, "We found this." And I guess I don't know how they know his name is Palmer. Maybe Leland Palmer says, "Oh, I heard the name. That must be Palmer." And so this is bad, because he remembers
very bad.
that Picard wants Palmer, and so he calls up and he goes, "So anyway, Riker calls up and said, so not only do the Mentakans believe that you are a god, but Palmer is here." Cut to Act 2 or Act 3 actually. And so this other guy, good character actor who plays your Dr. Barron, James Green, he is just we got to get down there and get Palmer. Got to go get him. And Picard's
oh, go ahead.
Picard's like, we can't risk more contamination. And Palmer's like, it's already fucking contaminated, Picard. The shit's off the rails. We got to go get Palmer. They're going to kill him.
He reminds me of when you play those click and point NPC, mystery games. He's
totally.
The guy that's we should go for it. Kill them. Go after them.
Totally, dude.
He's stating the very obvious thing that they should do, or just go after it. But Picard's like, let me just try to finagle this situation real quick and try to get us out of there. All three of us.
It's
so silly.
I just think it's so... I love how...
He's a very spot-on character, too, though.
I love how committed Crusher is to Doctor stuff. She will break the Prime Directive immediately. She's done it before in the past. It's definitely a thing. I feel like maybe even Pulaski did that. I feel like Pulaski maybe did that as well.
She probably would too, though.
And there's another guy named Fento, one of the villagers. He's got long gray hair. He's like an elder. And so he kind of ends up being the guy that Ray Wise turns to explain to them the overseers. And because
he's the oldest.
They come to the conclusion that this guy Palmer is something important to the overseer. And they're and they have to protect them. And Riker goes, this is just a stranger. You got to let him go. And then Nuria says, I disagree. This is where she says it. She goes, all evidence points to the fact that the overseer exists. It's like, no, dude, what if Ray Wise is playing a trick on you? He was kind of a villain in Twin Peaks. Spoiler alert.
Also, though, it's funny how they just jump from one conclusion to the other.
Oh, dude.
How, hey, we got to tie him up. So then if we tie him up and he'll come up and we sacrifice him.
Talk about speed runs. No, not.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
not sacrifice him yet. But it's just.
Well, no, there's two things. So they say, okay, the Picard wants him, right? But they go, what if the Picard wants him because he's bad and dangerous and he angered the Picard somehow?
That's why he was hiding in the cave.
Yep. So they're going to tie him up, right? And just as they're about to tie him up, Troy comes in and says, "Hey, I've seen another guy like Palmer. He's out there running around in the caves." And so everybody follows her, and Riker sticks around with Fento, and he's like, no, that knot's going to hold, Fento. Let me show you how to tie a better knot. And I knew exactly what was going to happen. I was like, he's going to tie that guy up.
No, but what's so the one thing though that you had skipped was what was so clutch about not Fento but the other guy. What was his name? Ray Wise.
Liko.
He was hinging on the fact that the Picard could possibly raise the dead.
Yes,
along with bringing good crops and stuff.
That was the other thing. We don't know
that his wife died, but he was really like interested in the fact that he can raise people from the dead. So that's what was this whole case was hinging on.
That was the funny thing. Fento immediately is like, wait, if we get in Picard's good favor, the overseer can give us mild winters and good crops and maybe, and then he's like, bring some people back from the dead. Can he bring my dead wife back? And he doesn't.
Yes.
How hard is it for these motherfuckers to understand that, like, you were just hurt, dog? Like, he didn't bring you back from the dead. And there's a great shot of Troy leading everybody away.
Yeah.
And then the daughter, OG, is like, I got to go record the sundial.
And he's like, really, right now? All right, go. Fine,
you gotta.
Go ahead.
And then, of course, she sees Riker, and this place is very small.
There's so many funny shots.
Yeah, she sees Riker carrying Palmer out of the fucking place, right? And OG's just like, Riker, stop. What are you doing? And then everybody stops, like they can hear her from where they are.
Yeah.
And they turn around. They're like, Riker. And immediately Nuri's like, goddamn, Troy, you're in on it too, aren't you? You watch her.
But it's as if Riker just did not wait at all and was like, okay, I'm going to tie him and go.
Why didn't he do this? Here's what I would do. Tie the guy up, blindfold him, and then just beam out.
Beam out, yeah.
What the fuck, Riker, you dummy? So Riker gets chased.
Turn the corner inside the house or whatever.
Yeah, right? Hide in a closet for long enough to get beamed out? What the fuck? And so Riker and Palmer hide in a little nook from an archer, and they beam up right to sickbay. Sickbay.
This chase scene, though, honestly, was pretty close.
It was very well done.
Going to shoot him, and then they like turn corners at least 2 or 3 times, and
then Riker finds a little cubby
right at a time. Yeah.
Just as the guy's walking up, he beams away.
It must have tripped out the archer, though, and bugged him out for a long time.
Where'd he get? Yeah, dude. Well, I mean, at the end, they tell everybody what's going on, but I mean, it probably fucked this one little group of people up for a very long time, since they can't tell anybody because they will be perceived as maniacs, and so now they think that Picard is all powerful. And what conclusion does Ray Wise jump to? Now they're basically holding Troy hostage, not hostage, but they're holding her as a collaborator.
Yeah. And like, I guess just trying to bring bad luck to the place and give Palmer to the overseer for themselves.
Well, no, sort of. So what they're saying is, because Troy let Palmer go with Riker.
Oh, she offended
offended the Picard, and therefore she must be punished. And Nuri's like, you would have us harm her? And Ray Wise is like, I don't know if it will hold off the Picard's anger. Yes, they're just making all of this shit up.
Yeah,
like, it is fucking wild.
She goes, what if he still punishes Palmer even though you killed Deanna Troi?
I don't think they care what happens to Palmer. I think that they're if they punish us, even if we kill Deanna Troi.
Sorry, yeah.
No, the big trick is, how do you know what a god wants you to do? How do you know what's right and what's wrong in those circumstances? And then we get a staff meeting. Well, it's not really a staff meeting. It's Picard and Riker and the scientist guy that's like...
Yeah, and he's just stating the obvious, like, why haven't you gotten her? Who cares about her? Let's just leave.
he's saying... No. He's saying, like, just go down and get her. And they're like, we can't do more contamination. Yeah. And he says, you've already done contamination.
Yeah, no, he says one thing that I really agree with. Not to leave her, but he just goes, just go down there, Picard, and just be a god. They already believe you're a god, so just go and command them and do things.
Yeah, he's like, just go down there and tell them what you expect. And Picard's like, I'm not going to give them commandments. I will not give these people commandments.
Yeah, and he's like, they've worked so hard, generations to get out of, the Bronze Age, and I can't just belittle that progress. And it is really, obviously that's the morally correct answer.
Yeah, and
but at the same time,
religions lead to inquisitions and shit, you know? And like you said, at the same time.
Well, actually, there's two other points I want to add to that. There's the one point that the janitor, or not, he's not a janitor, but what's
the
that
scientist?
Guy's name? The scientist guy. He sounds like
Dr. Barron.
He sounds like that typical, though, like janitor who gives main character advice, or like side character who gives main character advice.
Yeah, he's NPC coded for sure.
Right.
Dr. Barron.
It's the point that he makes of like, well, if they're already going to believe that you're a god, like, who cares? We'll just get in and get out. That doesn't really matter. And then I think the other point that I was going to try to make was that this is also one planet in amongst millions and billions and billions and billions,
Sure.
So maybe it's not that cruel. Maybe you could just quarantine that planet just for Picard or something. But then that sets a really fucked up precedent.
No, you can't. That's all like, that's so fucking in the face of the Prime Directive.
Right.
Now,
so they just have to report it and get out of there.
That's the good thing about having an anthropologist who's studied the people, because they're like trying to figure out. Picard says, your report describes how rational these people are, and a millennia ago they abandoned their belief in the supernatural, right? And he's like, you want me to sabotage that achievement to throw them back into the Dark Ages? No, I will never. Superstition and ignorance and fear. No. So this is what does he fucking come up to? What's Picard's grand scheme here?
Oh, he goes, I always want to say lowly?
Nuria. Yeah, he says, tell me about Nuria.
Yeah, he goes, Nuria, tell me about Nuria, Riker. And Riker's like, she's the smartest one, clearly.
Yeah.
She was arguing with Ray Weiss from the start.
For like a minute longer than anybody else before she immediately bought into the fact that gods exist.
Yeah. But also just the fact that everybody else in the village seems to look up to her and seek her advice. If we can convince her, she can convince everyone. And Picard's like, okay, cool. We're just going to beam her out. I'm just going to talk to her.
They're going to bring her aboard. What the fuck?
Yeah. And
that seems contaminatio, baby, but you got to do what you got to do.
Actually, never mind.
What, Al? What? Never mind. Lay it on me, buddy. What did I do?
No, not you. Not you.
What did Star Trek do?
Someone debated I thought someone debated Kirk on bringing her aboard, but no one did.
Kirk? Picard?
I mean, Picard.
No, not really. No, they were just like, we got to figure this out. They wanted him to do something even more extreme. Now,
seriously, yeah, that's true.
There is a very cool sequence of Data is communicating with Troy over her subcutaneous Kyrjigger in her ear. And he's trying to find out which of the life signs is Nuria so they can beam her out. And he's like, is Nuria the one furthest from you? And she's like, no. The closest? Yeah. And so they beam Nuria aboard. And she, of course, thinks he's a god. Because he says, I'm Picard. And she drops to her knees.
He says, I'm John Luke. And then he sighs and he's like, Picard.
Picard,
Captain. She's like, oh my God.
The Picard! Which brings us to Act 4, Nuria and Picard. And he's like, I'm not a god. He has to tell Ray Wise that in a little while, too. He's like, I'm just a person, God damn it. We grow, we live, we die.
This is like a very, I guess this is kind of a revised update of the scene in the original series when they bring that pilot aboard.
Yeah, it's very much like that.
Jet by accident, of like,
dude,
hey,
totally.
This is what's gonna happen in the future, and you can potentially be on the other side of these clouds, and where there's no such thing as gods or anything. He really just tries his best to argue about how like human progress works.
He starts by holding her hand and just being like, we're people, we grow, we live, we die in all ways that matter. We are alike.
Like, I'm warm.
It's kind of weird, but I get it.
Feel my pulse.
The automatic doors freak her out, and he's just like, they're just different doors. And then they show him a window to her world, and she's like, oh my God. He's not doing a good job of being ungodlike. There's your planet.
Yeah, and she's like, oh my God, even the door is open for you.
Yep.
And he's like,
Great rationalization when they're looking at the planet out the observation deck or whatever, and Picard says he basically walks them through evolution of society. Like, your ancestors, did they always live in huts like you? And she's like, no, our primitive ancestors lived in caves and believed in stupid gods like you. And then she says, we learned that caves were better, or huts were better than caves. And he goes, how? And she goes, well, I guess at some time we didn't know that huts were better than caves. And then he's like, someone invented a bow, taught their children, they used a bow. And
it got better. It got evolved.
The big crux is, he says, wouldn't your ancestors to be shocked to see you wearing like woven clothes, killing a hornbuck at a great distance? It would look like magic. And then
it was almost as if you were a god.
She gets it. She goes, like, she would fear me like I feared you. And then she says, I do not fear you any longer. Perhaps one day my people will travel above the skies. And you think she got it. You're like, oh, good. She got it, right?
There's a lot of like multiple points where she just kind of reiterates the point and she's happy. And it's like, okay, yes.
We got it. But then, you got it. But then she goes, okay, I get it. You're just a person. You're an advanced society, right? But can I request something for my people? And Picard is like, sure. What do you want? And she goes, well, last harvest season, 6 people died and 4 of them were children. Can you bring them back to life? And he's like, no, I can't bring them back to life. And she's like, why? Did they anger you in some way? And he's like, I thought, you can see it on Picard's face.
Yeah.
He's like, I thought she fucking got it.
And while that's happening, though, there is a literal storm brewing on the planet.
Yeah, lightning storm.
And Ray Wise is like,
poorly timed.
We don't get lightning this time of year. This is crazy.
What a bad coincidence.
Must be Picard. Yeah, exactly.
Terrible coincidence.
And it's like, it must be the Picard. He must be angry at us. Should we sacrifice her now?
Yeah, they think we've got to kill Troy to fucking... We've got to kill Troy to stop the lightning. It's like not even that big a deal. It's some lightning, dude.
But it's just more than usual, Adam. That's what they keep mentioning.
Right? And she says... He says, I can't bring them back to life. She's like, I think I might almost be getting it now.
Well, it doesn't get into her brain until I think it's after the scene, because they cut back to the planet.
Cut back to the planet.
And Deanna Troy's like, what do we do?
Well, so here's the thing.
OG is saying, what do we do?
OG's saying, what do we do? Liko, Ray Wise, is saying, we got to sacrifice Troy. And the guy Fento is like, nah, dude, don't sacrifice her. Nuria wouldn't like it. And he goes, Nuria's not fucking here to tell us what to like and what not to like. And then back on the Enterprise, Picard gets called to sickbay because the lady scientist that got beamed up, Dr. Mary Warren, played by Lois Hall, she dies, right? And
but it's like not only dies, she just writhes around.
Gruesomely dies.
Extreme pain, gasping for air. Like,
very traumatic.
Shit, what's happening? Yeah.
Very traumatic TV death. Her lover, Dr. Barron, holding her hand as she goes.
Yeah, right.
And then Crusher's like, she's dead. And this kind of puts it over the top for old dumb Nuria.
This is kind of fucked up and convenient. So Picard's like, you know what? I'm gonna show you that this bringing back the dead is impossible still. Yeah, he doesn't outright say it, but he's like, okay, this is how I'm not a god.
Yeah, Picard, you could not save her, and he's like, no. We can cure many diseases. We can fix many injuries. But for all our knowledge, we are just as mortal as you are. That thing I said 20 minutes ago, dummy.
No, and it's also a lot of like, things come, things go still. It's like we still haven't figured out the end. As advanced as we are, this still happens to us, which is crazy.
And then it cuts cuts to the planet where Ray Wise, Troy is between Ray Wise's daughter and one of the other villagers, and Ray Wise has a bow and arrow ready to shoot Troy, who's right next to his fucking daughter. And just as he's about to do it, Picard and Nuria come around the corner and they're like, don't do this. Picard's like, I'm just a traveler.
No, it's a really good bit though, because the Ray Wise character is like, what should I do, Picard? Answer me. Like, should I kill this intruder for you?
Right?
Like, I'm reaching out to you, like, answer. And then Picard just turns around and he's like, stop that this instant.
He's like, get off your fucking knees. And Picard goes, he's like, why did you restore my life? And that's when Nuria says, his people are just advanced. You weren't dead, idiot. They just fixed your broken leg and your broken arm and shit. They can do things with medicine that we can't. And
they're trying to give Liko dignity too, but he's just so enamored.
They're not like, hey, you're a fucking idiot. Like, it makes sense
like,
what's
hey,
going on.
Please get up. You don't need to kneel. It's all right.
And then Liko's back on his knees saying, please, I'll give you my life if you bring my dead wife back. And he's like, it's beyond my powers. These people are obsessed with bringing their dead loved ones back. They need a therapist on this this fucking place. In Mentaka
they're really
3
on that God thing.
In that, like, they hadn't thought about it in 100 years or 1,000 years.
Yeah,
they hadn't thought about it in 1,000 years.
It's just that damn flood, you know.
Yeah, suddenly, here we fucking go. And this is where Picard says, hey, look, why don't you shoot me with that bow and arrow, dummy? And if I'm really a god, you can't hurt me. And if I'm lying, your arrow won't hurt me at all. And Nuria's trying to stop him. His daughter pushes him as he's about to shoot Picard. Picard gets shot in the shoulder. He goes.
That turns into that shot is a viral meme of Picard getting hit.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. What's it used for? What point are you trying to prove when you show Picard get shot in the shoulder?
It's just kind of like a funny one.
So
it's funny looking at him get shot because it's just like
he just grabs it.
The way he jerks his shoulder.
Yeah, dude.
But yeah, it was basically him putting his life on the line, being like, "Hey, I'll be a god."
What if he shot him in the head,
a murderer,
or the neck?
That might be. Thank God that OG pushed him.
Yeah. So. Picard is injured. Liko sees the blood and he's like, oh shit, I fucked up. Oh shit, oh fuck. Yeah. And then we get this great scene on the mountain where Picard is like talking to the villagers one last time. Mm-hmm. And they're like, hey, maybe we will see beyond the stars. And so they put the holographic rock, they show them the little room up there.
Yeah.
And then they put the rock back up with the hologram, like, okay, and then LaForge is going to disassemble the lab.
Yeah, no, of course.
And
there's no way they're going to keep it there.
They're so confused by why they would want to study them. They're like, why would you guys want to hide on our planet and study us? And Fento's like, why not just tell us you're here and help us out? And Ray Wise, who is now very wise, He goes, because that would affect the culture just like it affected me, and they'd think they were a god.
Yeah, that's what's nice. He immediately understands why this is wrong. Yeah.
Long day for him. 2 days. Long couple days.
Long 2 days, yeah.
You think there's a god, you find out there's definitely not, but there's not a god, but there are aliens that can do godlike stuff. We've taught them that it's just the stars are not beyond their reach, and they give Picard a shawl, a leather shawl.
Giving it's like you kind of completed the mission. You know, the villagers appreciate your help. Kind of treat. Epilogue feels.
yeah, and that's it. And that is Who Watches the Watchers. What did you think, Al?
I really enjoyed this one.
Good episode.
I mean, there are some like silly things that do happen, but the guest stars are really solid. And
good episode.
I don't know. I just I like the plots that have to do with the Prime Directive. It felt very Star Trek-like in the aspect of just the fact that one, it gets resolved so quickly, and that Picard just puts his life on the line, and it's like, to hell with the Prime Directive. I guess what would be funny is like, after the fact, when the Enterprise leaves, so many generations pass that
they were gods.
Like myth, you know? Yeah, exactly. Because there's actually a sci-fi plot. I forgot which movie it was, but it was like for Christianity and angels and demons. Those angels and demons were actually like aliens.
Yes.
And then they had like come back to Earth. And they like eliminated the human race, and like the rapture was actually like some plan that the aliens had told the humans like millions of years ago.
Whoa, dog!
And then it just got like lost in translation over the eons.
Fucking my mind weird. Up, bro.
Yeah,
oh shit, it was super dog!
Bizarre. And it had ended with like all these like pure people, quote unquote, pure people just posted on another planet, and that was it.
Wow.
And like the whole movie was like people griping with the fact of who would live, who would die. But anyways, besides the point, just I don't know, it was nice in the fact that there's like a lot of good scenes that Picard just like crushes it,
dude. And there's
I will not give, I won't revert these people's,
not going to send them back to the Dark Ages. And I love Prime Directive episodes,
and then him convincing.
And Picard is like such a stickler about it, but he always ends up doing the right thing for the individuals, I think. But no, I thought it was really good. I thought Leland Palmer was perfectly cast as Liko. I even thought Fento, the gray-haired guy, was a fucking great casting.
Yeah,
Nuria
was funny, yeah.
Nuria was played by oh my god. Holy shit. Holy fucking shit. OG was played by Pamela Adlon, who's in like the Louis C.K., who's in Louis' show.
Oh, what?
And she's the mom in that show Better Days or Better Times or something. And she's Bobby Hill's voice. She's the voice of Bobby Hill. Oh my God. Pamela Adlon played OG, and I didn't fucking realize that till the end. That is wild, dude. Holy shit. Late reveal in the episode. So how many sundials out of 5 do you give this, Al?
Ooh, sundials, that's a good one. Let's just say exploding batteries or something. Sundials. I would say honestly, this is a 4.5. I would like. Whoa! This is a very like standard Trek episode that I would show people to show why like.
Damn.
It's just, it goes beyond sci-fi. It goes beyond of like more into philosophy or logic and like it's a better version of the whole Data trying to convince a group of people that
their society is
going to explode, or something like that. It's like it's a better iteration of that. It's a lot quicker, and it has Picard mostly in it, so that's why I like the episode a lot.
Good. Well,
like if there was a set episodes of Star Trek I would show from this, show specifically, this is definitely one of the bigger episodes.
Wow, that's awesome. I'm going to give it a 4. I really fucking liked it. I love Ray Wise. I did think that some of it was a little hammy, but I felt like I was being really like, 4 for me is fucking good. So 4.5 from you, like 4 from me.
Yeah,
that's
great.
How
I feel like it's part of the Trek,
Good episode. Good episode.
But yeah, it is an exciting episode.
And so that is our discussion of who watches The Watchers. And that brings us to our final segment of the week in this sweltering hot studio in Van Nuys, California.
Captain, Adam and Al are recommending things. I repeat, Adam and Al are recommending things.
What are you recommending to the good Trek and the Vallites out there this week, Al?
There's this duo. I guess electronic duos are really popular this year. It's called Frost Children.
Frost Children!
I don't know if you know, do you know the group 303?
No.
And like Bloghouse music and stuff?
No, you've just said a bunch of things that don't make any sense to me. Bloghouse music? No.
Yeah.
No idea.
It's like 2000. Okay, I'll just say the years. It's like 2007 to like 2010.
Okay.
Yeah, that kind of music.
Sure, Bloghouse.
So it's Frost Children, they're a duo. They're an EP that just came out called Tweaker Poem.
Oh.
It's I don't know, it's like kind of poppy, but then they have like a lot of hardcore beats in there too.
In my experience, Tweaker Poems are pretty bad. So I'm sure it's definitely an ironic title.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and I mean the cover too is kind of just like it's this girl in heels underwater with like a chainsaw.
Whoa.
It's interesting.
I can't see it because you're a video filter.
Well, let me see the.
You put the video filter on it, so I'll never see it. I'll never see this. No, I'll never see it because you put the video filter on it, so I'll never see it.
I'm trying to wag my finger over it.
Dude. I mean, good luck. I'll look. I'm doing my part. I'm trying to see it, but your video filter makes it unseeable. But
okay, another single too, though. Actually, from I don't know how to say this, but this guy's name is B.I.B.O.
Bebo.
BBO.
B.I.B.O. It would be Bebo.
Bebo.
Yeah. Like Bimbo bread, but without the M. And you said it was Frost Children?
Yes, Frost Children and Bebo.
And what's the album title?
Concept. Oh, yeah. So it's actually an EP, but it's a Tweaker Poem.
Oh, that's right.
And
Tweaker
the
Poem.
other song is Shame. The other song's called Shame.
Okay.
It's pretty chill. I don't know. They're both the Tweaker Poem's high energy, but the other song is very chill.
Oh yeah, it's a lady. She's like on the bottom of a pool with her leg up with the chainsaw, like she's like laying on the bottom of a pool like a pinup girl. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's
Frost Children. So for me, I'm gonna predictably recommend the new season of Strange New Worlds. The first episode, because I thought that show was kind of losing gas a little bit, but now that they know they only have like this season and then like a short 6-episode final season next year, I think they're turning it up because the first episode was very classic Star Trek coded. One of my mutuals on Bluesky, this guy Coop, great fucking artist. He posted like something straight out of my head. He was like, it was really like a classic Star Trek plot, and it was like return to form for the show, and I couldn't agree more. So check out Frost Children, check out Strange New Worlds. Next week we will be back to discuss Star Trek The Next Generation episode The Bonding. It's a Worf gang.
Yes.
All right,
this one's very interesting.
Thanks for listening, y'all. Bye.
Thank you. Peace.
173. Trek in the Valley is brought to you by Adam Ordall-Quinnell and Al Hirt. The theme was produced by Al. The episodes are engineered by Adam. You can email the podcast at trekinthevalley@gmail.com, or you can search for us on Bluesky and Facebook as Trek in the Valley and follow us over there. Please be sure to like, subscribe, rate, review, whatever you do on your podcast apps. It really helps us out. And never forget, always explore strange new fucking worlds.